Welcome to Focus on Seniors, a television show sponsored by Helping Seniors of Brevard County, Florida. The show is designed to make you aware of senior issues, needs, and resources available to help us age in place and with dignity. This show will help you as you develop your own aging and care plan.
I'm Joe Steckler. Welcome to Focus on Seniors, the television arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard County, a show designed to provide you with information on how to develop your own aging and care plans. Our topic today is continuing care retirement communities. And with me in the studio is Daniel Carter, and Dan is the president of Buena Vida Estates, and Doreen Boudreau, who is the director of marketing for Buena Vida Estates. I want to thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Joe.
And I want you viewers to know that I personally have known about Buena Vida since the early 1990s. I've known people that lived there, I've had friends that lived there, and they thoroughly enjoyed their stay, and I've helped people move in to Buena Vida Estates. So I know about the program, I know about the system, and I wouldn't have asked them to be a community that presented on this show unless I felt that it was a good place to be. So that's why I want to say this. I'm not advertising for Buena Vida. I'm talking about Buena Vida as the example of a continuing care requirement community, and in this case, they are fully licensed by the state of Florida to have the license of a continuing care retirement community. Correct?
That is correct.
I'm correct. Okay. First, Doreen, you are the marketing director for Buena Vida Estates. I would ask you, and then I know Dan was going to want to add to it also, what is a continuing care retirement community? How does a person get in? How do you stay there? What does it all lead to? It's like a continuum of care at a hospital.
Well, you come to Buena Vida as an independent resident. Most people who come to Buena Vida sell their home. They decide that taking care of their home is just becoming too stressful for them. They're over the cooking, the cleaning, the maintenance of the home. And you would choose an independent apartment to meet your lifestyle needs. What we offer of and above a regular retirement community is that if in the time that you're at Buena Vida, you would need some extra medical care, such as assisted living, memory care, or skilled nursing care, that care will be provided to you on our campus at a deeply discounted rate. How do you know, the next question was, well, how do you get there? We are the only retirement community that requires a medical and a financial qualification to come into the community. And a lot of people say, well, what do you mean by medical? Well, we're not as stringent as an insurance company, but when you come to Buena Vida, we are underwriting you for long-term care. So we have to do due diligence of the risks that we would be taking for a person on a medical basis. We encourage people to come to Buena Vida while they're still able to live independently, are in fairly good health, and they can enjoy all the amenities that our community provides them.
Okay. Dan?
Well, as I said, to be a CCRC in the state of Florida, you have to be regulated by the Department of Insurance, so you are buying an insurance policy. So, that's the benefit. It takes a lot of stress away. That should some unforeseen thing happen, like dementia, Alzheimer, a major accident that wasn't anticipated, that you're insured and that we have the ability to take care of you for the rest of your life.
And that's an important thing. And that's when it was a personal friend of my wife and I that came down here. And one of the reasons she went to Buena Vida was because she knew that if she bought her entrance in to the plan, that she would be able, if she needed it, to go to assisted living and on to nursing home care if she needed it. And she would not, in that nursing home, be paying $9,000 a month like some nursing homes are charging today.
That is correct.
can you tell viewers some idea of pricing, or is it something that you have to talk individually about, or is there a standard thing, or what?
To give you just to give you a broad example, at Buena Vida, we have 9 different apartment home lifestyles. So there is something to meet everybody's financial need and lifestyle need. Our entry fees start at $104,000, and they range up to $355,000. The monthly maintenance fees range from $1,600 to $3,500. So that will be all dependent on the size of the apartment and the lifestyle that you choose for yourself. But the big advantage of Buena Vida, like you said, and with the rising cost of health care, is that the next level of care costs, which we call our health care component, which is assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing care, is at a fixed rate. And all our residents, no matter what size of the apartment home that you're in, will pay that same rate. And that is $2,625 a month.
For assisted living care?
Yes.
That's a bargain.
And that is a flat rate fee, and that's all they're going to pay for the month.
Or skilled care,
or memory
respite,
care,
or memory. So whatever additional, it's a flat rate. So it's possible that you would actually, if you could actually, by going into skilled care, you'll actually be paying less than you were paying if you were in a luxury apartment. You would actually, it cost you less to move into something, as you said, could cost upwards of $9,000 a month. You would be saving a significant amount.
Well, what happens now? What happens if a person, they go from the well section to the assisted living, and then they go into the nursing home? Is the cost still less there?
The cost for the resident, they will pay an independent living fee cost for all the amenities and the meals and the housekeeping and the maintenance that we provide them in independent living. And then if they have to go to the health care part of our component, they do not pay that independent living fee anymore. They pay the health care rate. And it doesn't matter if they're in assisted living, memory care, or skilled nursing care, they pay our health care rate. If they go to skilled nursing care, the first part of that will be paid by their Medicare. And Medicare pays for the first 20 days. But as we all know, skilled nursing care Medicare will only pay as long as you're in a recuperative care process.
Right.
If you exceed that and you're no longer in a recuperative care process and you choose to stay in the skilled nursing and you're not eligible, let's say, to go to assisted living, then the Buena Vida health care rate will go in effect for that resident. Wow. So they're not paying that over $6,000 a month for that care.
So if you look back at your entrance fee of $104,000, you can see that quickly mitigates when you get into if you had to go to the, it's like what you say, Dan, it's insurance.
It's insurance.
It's
keeps you from going bankrupt.
Exactly what it is, because if a person had to pay $9,000 in a nursing home times 12, that's $108,000. And I didn't even have a calculator. I did that on the old 9 times 12.
That's correct.
But people have to look at the balance in their life when they go into these community stores, and down. That's what you have to look at. You have to look at what you want. Do you want somebody to help do things for you, or do you want to try to keep doing it yourself?
What is the sad thing that we see when people come to our community is that if they have accepted that they're over the house, or if they've lost a loved one and they don't want to stay in their house any longer, and they come to this community, they find that they have the camaraderie of the other residents. Coming to a retirement community is about socialization as well. We see so many times that residents, prospects will come in and they're living in the home by themselves, they're eating alone by themselves, and a lot of times they don't like to cook, so they're not eating properly. So their diet is not very good, which will cause their health to deteriorate. You come to a retirement community, we're providing the dietary plan for you of having a choice of at least 3 entrees per day, to choose from. The entrees change daily, so you have over 90 selections per month to choose from. It is a 6-course meal. Food is all prepared in our kitchen by our excellent chefs that are at Buena Vida.
How long have you had the chef you have now? Do you know?
Yes. Has he been there 13 years?
13 years.
Okay. If you got the same guy, the food's good. I've eaten there, so I know.
Great.
I know the food's good.
And and going back on that concept of him being there 13 years, we have longevity of our staff at Buena Vida. Our director of housekeeping services has been with the community for 28 years. Her second in command supervisor has been there for 26 years. It speaks very loudly of the community and how well the community treats their employees as well.
Yeah, it's just like going into a nursing home. You can tell whether you want your loved one there or not. But I also have to tell you, Dan, that Buena Vida was the first place I ever ate rum raisin ice cream.
It's good.
Probably had no calories too, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about the calories. I didn't care about the calories. In fact, they gave me a second dish of it. I liked it so well. No, but I'm serious. You have an excellent chef there.
Oh, we do.
I do know that.
You should be at our community today. We're having our Oktoberfest party.
Today?
Today, and we have these wonderful German dishes that he has for the residents to taste, and an Oompa band. It's just a very festive environment.
Well, I know the food is good at Buena Vida. The environment and the atmosphere, they're constantly updated. I've met a number of the people, and probably the people that I knew are probably no longer there.
Don't be surprised. They live a long time.
Oh, I know.
When they move to Buena Vida.
Listen, my last job in the Navy, I commanded the Navy's retirement home. I took care of 550 people. I had a 60-bed hospital, a 57-bed assisted care floor, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a hobby shop. Listen, I had it all there. I saw what a model community was for seniors to live in. That was a continuing care retirement community there, all in one building, just like Buena Vida is. So I know what's good.
The average life of our residents is about 20 years longer than the national average. So it says a little bit towards if you can add the diminished stress, add the companionship, add the lifestyle that, you enjoy life, you live longer. But the average age in Buena Vida, I'd say that, is in the upper 90s as when they pass away.
Holy. Now that is exceptional. That is exceptional. It really is. But let's see. One of these things here I had here, how does a continuing care community contribute to overall ability to age with dignity?
What the community offers the residents, and to use an example of a couple can come to the community and they're living independently, and unfortunately we don't age at the same pace. If one of them needs to go to assisted living, they will go to an assisted living apartment that is a private studio-sized apartment with a private bath, but they're all on the same campus. It's literally a hallway away from their loved one. Their loved one can partake in the care of that person in assisted living 24/7. They don't, they're not going to be restricted by, I can only come and visit at certain hours. They don't need to get into their car, which could be very stressful. They know the staff who's taking care of the loved one. And in our assisted living, because we have this beautiful Main Street area, there's a common area where we do have a full-service bistro bar. We have a barbershop, beauty shop, a country store, a breakfast room, a card room, where residents can participate in. People in the assisted living can still participate in those services. They're not restricted just to their assisted living floor.
We could talk till we were blue in the face about a continuing care retirement community. It's just like different types of assisted living. People think that if it says assisted living facility, that anybody can go there and somebody will care for them. That's not true. You can't put somebody that requires skilled care in an assisted living facility and do it legally. And this is one of the advantages. When you advertise a service, you've got to be able to push that service all the way from the time they go in to the time they expire. And this is exactly what you do at Buena Vida.
You talk about people coming from the up north. We are now seeing second-generation residents coming to our community, where the children of previous residents are moving into Buena Vida because their parents were taken care of so well. So we have a lady that just moved from Wisconsin that has moved in as a resident to Buena Vida.
She liked how her mother was taken, and her mother was so happy. And so, well, we have several now. Now that we have 31 years under our belt, we're starting to see second-generation children saying, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to retire.
And I'm sure that you take a look at what convenient care retirement communities do in other parts of the United States. Do you do that? Do you look and see what other communities do to see what you might offer differently here at Buena Vida?
Yes, we do, because we want to be competitive. We want to offer our residents the best services that we possibly can. But I think the service that Buena Vida offers our residents is unmatchable. Is the family atmosphere that we have culturized at Buena Vida. We are considered a small retirement community. We have approximately 210 residents. And out of that 210 residents, probably 190 are independent living residents. When Dan took over Buena Vida 12 years ago, his mom and dad moved into Buena Vida. And so the culture started that he wanted everybody to be treated the same way he would expect his parents to be treated. And that is truly the culture at Buena Vida, and it's a family atmosphere. It's something that I can't even put into words. You can't put it in writing, in a brochure. You have to come and visit the community to see it and to feel it.
It's just like many, many years ago, my grandmother could no longer be cared for by my mother and father because my grandmother gained too much weight, and mother and dad couldn't control her. So there were two really good nursing homes in the little town I lived in Kentucky. One of them had a corridor that 8 people could walk abreast in, beautiful rooms and everything, and the other one, you'd do good if you get 3 or 4 people side by side. My mother went to the one that was the 3 or 4 person walk-in because we knew the people there, we knew what they were like, we knew how they would take care of our mother, our grandmother, and so that's where Grandma went. So a lot of it is deciding on what the management of a facility is. And having said that, what do you think you do different at Buena Vida compared to other continuing care retirement communities? Is there something that might set you apart, or what would you like to?
Well, I'd probably say the thing that Doreen just mentioned. I doubt there's too many others where the president of the management company has his parents living there. So they kind of keep me abreast. Does my mother still live there, but my father passed away a few years ago, but at Buena Vida. But I have 2 brothers that work there, so it's the family feel. And we encourage people, you're not going to know, you're moving here probably for the rest of your life. Right. And so it's important that you come, spend time, not only with the staff, but mainly with all the other residents. They're going to be, that's who you're going to be. Those are going to be your friends. Those who you're going to have breakfast and lunch and dinner and do activities with. So it's not just the staff that's, hugely important. It's all the other people that you're going to be with. So yeah. It's now a family. So you need to feel comfortable that you fit into that family. And so we really encourage people, and I'd encourage anybody before you move into any type of retirement community, spend some time there and really spend the time, go there multiple times, have lunch, meet some people, feel comfortable that, that's where you want to live. And, we really, something that we do different also is we don't hide the fact that we have a lot of old people and walkers, and we want people to age in place as we'll have our assisted living people come down and participate with our independent living. We're all going to age, so most other facilities, they kind of separate them off because they don't want people to say, "Oh, I'm not ready for this yet." But we don't take that attitude. We take the attitude that eventually we're all going to age, and when we get aged, I want everybody to be treated just like you'd be treating your mom.
I understand what you're saying, because when I was the director at the Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation many years ago when we built our first center, I interviewed all the people that came to work here, CNAs and daycare people. And the question I asked all of them that worked for me was whether or not you could hug an older person. Couldn't do it. They didn't work there. They did not
really
work in daycare. Because an older person can sense or feel rejection quite easily.
Without a doubt.
They know that. They know it. And if they know that where they're staying in a continuing care retirement community, if it's run correctly, they'll enjoy every day of their life there. They'll have a good time. One thing we didn't even talk about, what kind of activities does a continuing care retirement community, what do you all do as a lawyer? How do you make sure people are happy?
Well, we have a full-time activities director, Debbie Curl, and she does a phenomenal job. When a resident moves into the community, she will ask them what are their hobbies, what they like to do. And if that is not part of our curriculum, she will try to figure out how she can incorporate that into the curriculum. We have exercise classes 3 days a week with a licensed instructor. We have water aerobics 5 times a week. We have a lifelong learning program. We don't believe that people stop learning when they get out of school. And that includes computer classes, painting classes, jewelry making classes. We have art historians come in and give lectures. We have an artist that's doing lectures on different series of paintings.
You mentioned water aerobics.
Yes.
Do you all have a swimming pool?
Yes, we do. We have an outdoor swimming pool. It is heated 12 months out of the year at 86 degrees.
86?
Yes.
Is it a solar or is it a heat pump?
It's
a heat pump.
Heat pump.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I put 2 extra panels on mine, and I can swim 10 months out of the year, but when that water gets down to 76 or 78, it's too cold for me.
Well, it's a little too warm for me, but they like it nice and toasty. So if you're going to get them to use it, it needs to be toasty. So
76 or 78 is not too warm for you, is it?
Oh, no, that would be nice for me. But I know the residents, they like it warm, so we keep it warm. Better, it's no sense having a pool if nobody's using it.
I know. I would, when I had come out of the Navy home, we had been someplace, and it was in either November or January, and the pool was open. And like a dummy, I jumped in that thing about 11 o'clock at night, and I got out quickly. It was just way too cold. That thing was way down to the 60s, and I couldn't get out that quick. So I admire these people that want to jump through the ice and swim, Dan. I have no desire to do that.
To add to that comment, a lot of people do not like to drive in the evening because of night blindness.
Okay.
We open that whole window up for residents. We do a lot of activities in the evening where we provide the transportation, and that is either going to the theater. We have a dinner group club that like to go out to dinner. They choose the place. We provide the transportation. We do the same thing for breakfast. We have the breakfast gang. Red Hat Society for the ladies. We have a men's club there. So we have activities for men to go to the Warbird Museum, to give it an example. Usually the ladies tag along as well. And so there is so many activities, it's hard for me to even explain all of them because you can't do all of them besides playing bridge and the different card games and board games that you would want to play.
One thing, and Dan, earlier in the conversation you mentioned insurance. Is that a way that you ensure that Buena Vida as a continuing care requirement community is going to stay in place? How do you
as I said, we're regulated. We do have reserves, just like any good insurance company you have to carry reserves for potential losses in the future. So, we send our financial statements into the state every month, and we're required to maintain so many millions of dollars of reserves for future health benefits for our residents. And that is a safety net that our residents should feel comfortable about. That, like I said, that somebody is watching over and making sure that the benefits that we've promised them in the future are going to be there when and if they need them.
As a continuing care retirement community, that is one of the regulations that the Office of the Insurance Regulations monitors your financial books, and that you have to have these reserves. And we are the only retirement community in Brevard County that has this type of overseeing being done. Other communities don't have the overseeing. We're also a not-for-profit, so all our monies stay within the community. We're not, monies don't go out to sister communities or to a profit. For-profit.
No, it's fair, because I think that nonprofit organizations have to employ people, and people have to make a fair salary, and that's part of life. And sadly, Dan and Doreen, too many people, when some organization says they're a nonprofit, they want to think it's all charity. They want to think that the people that work there shouldn't be paid for their service, that they should be.
No. Every business, profit or not for profit, needs to be able to pay their bills.
They have to pay their bills. But you also have to have a reserve to continue to make that community appealing to people so that they want to live there. And for what I have observed at Buena over the years, that has been done. I think, and I can't say for sure, I think that you and I talked when you first came here. I think I met you over at Buena. When I saw you come onto the set, I was pretty sure I met you.
I think we did. I think we have.
Yes, we have. Last comment. Got about 30 seconds. Anything you want to say?
I want to thank you for letting us be on your program. I highly respect what you have done in our community. And you have to come back and see us in Buena.
I will come see you, and I'm the one that called you to be on this show.
Yes.
So, I want to thank you both for coming. Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, and thank you, viewer, for watching today's episode of Focus on Seniors. If you have a question or comments, please call radio station WMEL AM 1300 at 321-631-1300. For more information on senior care and resources, visit our website, helpingseniorsofbrevard.com, and you'll see this show on that demand channel all for the rest of the year, and I hope for several years to come, because we'll update this show again sometime in the future. Thank you, viewers, for watching.